Dismissive? I'm not going to beg you to give me work to do. This was a lot of years ago when I was a teenager. I'd just gotten a job at a huge retail chain. From the start, it was a crap show. Paperwork had to be redone, nobody knew correct starting dates, etc. They eventually had me do orientation, then told me to just come in on Monday and ask for a manager. Okay. I put on my stupid little vest and got to work. I clock in, I walk up to the first manager I see, say I'm new, and ask where I should go. She's busy talking to a friend and says she'll find out where I'm supposed to be. So I stand there. She walks off, and I figure she's going to the office to check on things. I stand there for 2 hours. I finally see her walking by again, so I step forward and open my mouth to speak, but before I can get a word out, she says, "Not now," and briskly walks by me. Okay, I stand there for another hour. I don't care, I'm on the clock. I eventually see her pulling a large cart full of items. No clue what she was actually up to, so again, I ask her what I should do. She snaps her head my way, gives me a super angry stare, and quickly says, "Look, you're not a kid, find something to do," then continues on her merry way. Mind you, even as a teenager, I wasn't the type to be talked down to for no good reason. I shrug and make my way to the parking lot to head to my car, because I was already done with that job. But as I stepped out of the double doors and into the boiling summer heat, it dawned on me I had a unique opportunity here. I already didn't want the job any longer, and I was told to find something to do, though I had no clue where anything was or what things actually needed to be done. So I went back into the air conditioning megastore and started pacing the aisles. For the rest of my shift, I walked through every aisle and made a very detailed shopping list of things I needed for my apartment. I finished my shift and clocked out. The next morning, I clock in, shrugged, and started pacing again. This time, I made a huge list of foods to try and copied down lots of recipes from boxes. I also made a wish list of cool stuff from the toys and electronics sections. Lava lamps, black lights, etc. Halfway through the shift, the angry manager lady from the day before sees me purchasing a candy bar, then marches up to me to ask if I clocked out for my lunch break. I had no idea I even got a lunch break, and I was going to remind her that I still had no idea what I was supposed to be doing, but the conversation only went like, "No, but I... No, there are no buts. I understand, but no buts." And she simply turned her back to me and walks away. Fine, so if I ever actually take a lunch, I'll be sure to clock out. I go back to pacing. The next day, I already seen every aisle several times. I now have lists for the gift ideas for friends and family. I have lists for movies and video games I want. I even have lists for crap to buy if I ever get into having fish as pets. I decide to see what's actually in the back rooms, as I've only seen the first one for orientation. Okay, mostly storage, a cool trash compactor, and a break room? With piles of candy on the tables? Turns out, sometimes crap-like candy comes partially opened, or customers open the bags and the company would simply inventory it as damaged and usually throw it away. But some of the cooler managers would inventory it as damaged, then toss it in the break room for whoever. Sweet! Quite literally. So I'm watching TV and get free damaged candy, but it's not cable TV, and I hate daytime TV, so I only watch it for a few hours before I punch out and go home. The next week consists of me playing through almost all the demo games on the demo PlayStation. I'm showing my age here. Now I'm just very bored. I spend my days walking around the store and eating damaged candy. I stop to bullcrap with customers who have cool shirts or tattoos. If someone asks me where to find something, I try to find it with them. It's over a month in. I start counting my steps. Thousands of steps a day. It's canceling out the calories of all the damaged candy I'm still eating. I'm getting tired of candy. 2 months in, I start following people around to see how long it takes them to notice, and to see if they'll say anything. They always notice, and nobody is comfortable enough to say anything. Jesus, I think. Is this serial killer crap? Is this how people become serial killers? I go back to pacing the aisles. I just hear the squeaking of cartwheels and the tap 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 of my shoes on the polished floors. The fluorescent lighting doesn't feel so friendly any longer. Now it feels invasive. Pacing. I don't think people are supposed to feel this weird, this disconnected. But I also don't think people should walk around indoors for 8 hours a day while eating damaged candy the entire time. Why am I even having this conversation with myself? I suddenly feel surreal and realize that there's no way that any of this is normal. So without hesitation, I clock out and never return for work. I got my final paycheck, and the rest of them, but nobody even called to see why I was missing my shifts. Was I even on a schedule? I have no idea. I found another job that actually required me to work, but that was okay. The time at that large store was just one surreal blur after the second week. But the manager told me to find stuff to do, and that's exactly what I did. You realize if no one realized the work you did, you had a rare and golden opportunity. All you had to do was walk into the store, clock in, and then subtly leave, just to come back right before you close and clock back out. I mean, hell, if no one realized you for a month doing absolutely nothing, I don't think they would have realized you leaving either. Want me to cover up my tattoos? Sure. You never said with what. Let's set the scene. So this was a few years back. I have quite a few tattoos, basically all on my chest, my upper back, top half sleeves, and one on the inside of each forearm, about 15 centimeters across. These last two are what started it all. I worked for a cinema chain for a long time. Always had tattoos. I landed myself a management role, more like a supervisor. The standard uniform was black shirt and black trousers. I prefer a short sleeve shirt, due to being a bigger guy and cinemas being bloody hot. My site manager quite liked my tattoos and other quirks that I had. My area manager, however, did not. She would come into the site, walk past 8 other staff with full sleeve tattoos, and make a beeline straight to me, stating that my tattoos needed covering up, and I quote, "They're not offensive, just a lot of people don't like them." Now my tattoos aren't offensive, they're just patterns. She informed me that I had to wear long sleeves to cover them up. Otherwise, I would face disciplinary action. I had read the employee handbook a few times because other petty crap, so I know it was the manager's decision. My site manager. But she decided to overrule it. What she forgot was just because the normal retail staff had to wear black, management were allowed to wear white. Just nobody did because it was hard to keep clean. So what should I do? Oh, I know. Let's go buy the thinnest, cheapest, most see-through white long-sleeve shirt I can find. Now, if you could only see her face when she came in next, when I'm basically wearing a shirt more see-through than tracing paper, I'm talking you can see the color shift from my individual chest hairs. And all my tattoos on show for everyone to see, while stood behind the tills talking to customers. Needless to say, I got to wear my short sleeve black shirt again after that. So now, you got back the shirt you wanted to wear all along, And you got another shirt to kind of screw with your boss if they ever piss you off. That sounds like a classic win-win to me. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did and you're new around here, maybe consider subscribing. Also, thank you for everyone who joined me on Twitch. I'm probably going to be making it a semi-constant thing, so if you're interested in that, I'll be leaving a link down below. Anyways, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.